was Leicester v Bath, actually, ironically a club I would move to. And afterwards Ben came down and sat next to me and said, watching you is like watching a puppy chase a stick down the M25, which was without doubt the best description of my style of play. For anyone that hasn't seen me, and bearing in mind I've been retired 3.5 years now, you know, the person that is on those screens cuts a very different image to the person that's here before you now. Martin Johnson had taken over from Brian Ashton. He calls me up to say, mate, you're in my England squad. You're going to be involved in the Six Nations. And with the enthusiasm that I had, I took out onto the field, dived on a loose ball playing touch rugby just at the time that Alassana Tuolangi, who's a 18-stone behemoth of a human being, and just as I dived on it, he tried to kick it, tripped, landed on my ankle with his 18.5 stone, snapping my ankle in 2 places. And I have no problem in telling you at this moment in time, knowing that I was going to have to undergo my 3rd operation in 9 months, that I was broken. Managed to hobble off the pitch, called my wife and said to her, tears in my eyes, that's it, I'm done, I'm retiring. And her response, don't make a rash decision now in the heat of the moment and regret it for the rest of your life. At 28, it was very easy to feel, woe is me, sorry for myself. Essentially, a broken ankle, yes, it was very frustrating. If I can leave you with one thing, and that is, for me, in essence, elite performance comes down to the effective execution of process, and it's not trying to reinvent the wheel when things go wrong. It's just going back to the processes that got you there in the first place.
Lewis, thanks for that. I'm sure you've inspired a number of our players today, which is great. But mine's a simple question. A lot of us here work with Andy Robertson every day. Have you ever seen him smile?
Do you know what? Genuinely, Robbo was one of the best coaches I ever had. As a forwards coach, he was just unbeatable. He was very old school, and I don't know what he's like now. You know, I've not been party to his coaching technique, but he does seem to certainly have mellowed. I think Andy's experience with England directly after Clive was a massive learning curve for him, and I think really benefited him then going forward with Edinburgh, Scotland, and certainly now with Bristol. To see you guys finishing top, and fingers crossed Andy and Bristol will make the leap this year, because you certainly deserve it. As a side, Bristol were certainly worthy of a place in the Premiership, and I'd certainly like to see that.
That was really good, especially from a player's point of view, coming here and seeing the inspiration and the advice he's got to give, especially me as a young player, is really good, and hopefully I'll really benefit from it.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Lovely to see Lewis out there talking. The beauty and passion that comes through from a rugby player is fantastic.
Fantastic facilities here, and it's a great opportunity to meet people you know and meet a few new people as well.
I think it's great taking his approach into the business environment, and like I said, you know, being in operations, it's sort of, you know, the whole process and how you get there in the end. So yeah, very inspirational chat and some good tips to take into the business environment.